Hello everyone, welcome back to the Nolan show. Today I have a good friend of mine, Jamie Dowling, and he's going to discuss and talk about his knowledge of many things that I have no idea about, and for me this is a new learning experience. I hope it'll be the same for ye. Keep an open mind, and here we go. Thanks for joining me, Jamie.
That was good. Cheers, man.
Yeah, it's good to have you here, man.
Thanks.
I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I've been seeing the different things you've been doing and sharing online, sharing your presentations that you do in person with people, and I never got a chance to make it to one, but I feel like what you're saying is coming from the heart, and I feel like it's coming from a genuine place, and you want to inform people about the facts and the things people aren't aware of in the laws of Ireland, I guess. Is that one way of putting it?
That's one way, for sure. Yeah. There's and that's a good way to start, because I suppose there's so many ways of explaining things that people don't fully understand in a way that they might understand. Does that make sense? So that's one of the barriers I've been kind of finding, is that when we try and communicate things, and you're aware yourself from trying to communicate, even a personal experience can be very difficult. So and I've seen,
that's a nice sign.
I've seen your videos that you put up about plant medicine, and so if I can take that as an example, so if you're trying to explain something about plant medicine to somebody who maybe doesn't really have much knowledge and doesn't really have any experience and doesn't quite understand in any way, even if it's possible to understand in any way, it's very difficult to communicate.
Sure.
So it comes down to, I think, a matter of conscious awareness. So for example, if we both have our hands out like this, and we have corresponding colours in our hands, think of that as a little unit of conscious awareness. So if I have a red and you have a red, then we can connect on the red. If I have a blue and you have a green, then we're not quite connecting on it.
Right, okay.
But if I have a green as well, then we can talk. Or if
sure,
I have half
something
a green,
relatable to them.
Yeah. So I find a lot of topics like that, but this one in particular seems to be outside of the conscious awareness of the general public at large. Okay. If that's a way to describe it.
Yeah.
And as a result, then I run into an awful lot of barriers when I try to communicate the significance of what I'm trying to across to people. And the significance, I think, only comes in with understanding to some degree. And without understanding, first of all, that in general we need to learn, in life and in work, in relationships, in everything, we need to learn as we go. Because if we resist learning, we kind of run into things like unhappiness and friction with other people, and friction in situations, and then we end up just in places in our lives that we don't like, and we're just not happy there, and sometimes we can't figure out why is that, like what, and we might kind of project onto the outside world and think that things need to change, but in actual fact there's a little switch that we have the control over that we can change. And sometimes that's kind of a personal thing. It can be kind of like, it can make a big difference in your own life.
Sure.
And I'm sure I believe you've had that experience as well. But sometimes it can make a big difference collectively as well. So what I'm trying to put across to people is an understanding that I've gained in relation to a huge opportunity that we have as Irish people,
right,
as communities in Ireland, to make certain changes to how society is structured. And we can only take part or take advantage of this opportunity if we understand what it is and how to take part and what our capacity in that opportunity is. And each of those little components, they each require those little nuggets of awareness to understand. So what I do in the presentation, for example, is I provide those little nuggets of awareness.
Right. And these nuggets are facts then?
Yeah, that's a good point. So what I do, it's a presentation, all right? So it's not my opinion, it's not my belief, there's no colour of me on it, really. I'm just presenting facts. So it's source fact only. So the book is there, here's where it says in the book.
And the book is?
There are several books.
Okay.
The rulings, judgments from the High Court, for example, are involved in order for us to understand that this is not just my opinion. This is judges telling us that this is the case.
And this is all. This is all to do with Ireland.
Yeah, specifically Ireland.
Okay, so
not just specifically Southern Ireland, but Ireland as an island on which approximately 7 million people live. So it's nothing to do with politics. Nothing to do with politics at all.
Okay, right.
I have no interest in politics. I actually think politics is what we get if we settle for opinions and beliefs rather than facts.
Okay.
So that's not really welcome at the presentation, because it kind of divides us up, you know. Whereas when we're all looking at the same factual picture, we tend to all come to the same logical conclusions.
Universal, like.
Yeah.
We all opinionated Sorry. It's universal rather than opinionated or based on one political view, like.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's more human in
Sure.
nature, and that's kind of where I like to come from in viewing these facts as well.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, we're all equal as being human. Like, there's no human alive on earth who can say that they're more qualified to be human than another.
Sure.
And as such, we need to kind of, in a way, step into that as a power. And kind of have a bit of confidence in ourselves.
Okay.
And one way to do that is by furnishing ourselves with information and awareness and knowledge. And from that then comes an understanding. So what I do is, with the presentation, I have the relevant pieces that took quite a bit of effort and time to
imagine,
find and assemble. I basically put them there for you. Have the books there where I got them, the cases, official papers, all source. Everything is from the source documentation, the source fact.
Okay.
So my opinion doesn't come into it. I'm not telling people anything, I'm not giving them advice in any way, I'm just saying, here's a picture. What do you think of this picture?
Yeah.
So it takes a little while, and sometimes, because it's not a visual picture, because it's and it's not, in a way it's an intellectual picture, but in another way it's just a formulation of understanding in our minds.
Okay.
That we share. And we can only formulate a similar understanding if we formulate it upon the same facts. But when we do that and we have that same picture, we can discuss it then. Whereas when we have a picture of somebody said this in the news and somebody said that over the other night and I heard this then we don't really have the same picture, and so we're clashing with greens and reds and blues and yellows, and they're going everywhere and they're not really formulating anything.
Sure, it's just messy.
Yeah. So again, it can be like that in relation to anything when it comes to human communication, but specifically when it comes to the systems that control our lives, it can be very triggering for people.
Right.
It can be very emotional. It can elicit feelings in people that they don't understand.
So do you think it's this, for other people, this new information can trigger them, it can scare them a bit, because it's something they didn't know about, and suddenly they're like, well, I wasn't aware of that, but I thought, and then they'll put out their opinion of what they believe. Yeah,
that can be it. It's and it's not necessarily new information. Like, some of the books I'm quoting are from 1985.
Right, but I mean new information for people that are unaware of it. That's what I mean.
It can be new information, and it can also be counterintuitive information, even though it's factual. It can also be contrary to people's beliefs.
Right.
So it can be triggering in multiple ways. And a lot of the beliefs that the facts tend to trigger would be political, maybe religious, maybe personal, spiritual. It depends. So we leave religion, politics, opinions, and belief at the door.
Okay.
When we come in, we clear the slate and we say, okay, here are the facts. What do we think of these?
It's non-denominational, like.
Yeah, everybody's included. Nobody's excluded in any way. The only things that are excluded are things that don't contribute to a kind of a straightforward line of going from A to B, which is confusion to consensus.
Okay.
So, and the only way to do that is by observing the facts, taking them into account, forming our own understanding. If we can't understand certain things, we can ask questions.
Sure.
We can kind of furnish more to the facts. But once we get there, then I've found most people come to the same picture of understanding. And that's when we can talk.
Okay.
So,
and I could imagine that's a lovely thing for you to experience when people do understand this subject that's quite difficult to express, I could imagine, you know.
Yeah.
Would that be one of your moments of
Yeah, and it's funny because I don't get anything personal out of it.
Okay. So you're doing this, you're discussing this, you are informing yourself about this because you want better lives for people. There's something behind, there is an intention behind this that is what seems to me something of self-empowering people, and
that's kind of it, and there's also the very real aspect to it that we have this opportunity coming up in the very near future, and if we miss it through lack of awareness, that would be an awful thing to go down in history.
Right.
So it really just requires us to learn a few things.
Okay.
And maybe develop some of that interpersonal power that we have. Not just as individuals, but as Irish people. Something that we've been missing for quite a long time. And also I can see, with this understanding, it clarifies a lot of things for people in their personal lives too. Like, there were tears shed at the previous presentation.
Amazing.
Quite a few, because people started to piece together why things had happened in their lives and why they couldn't do certain things to fix it, and why there were certain outcomes. And I think they were also piecing together why there's so much confusion in society.
Right.
Why there's always another crisis to be looking at, and I suppose why we have so little control over our lives in general. Why there is so much depression, anxiety, suicide, all of these things. There is actually a single thing that we can address with the relevant understanding and awareness in order to tackle all of those things at once, and in order to empower the societal structures that we have to adequately address them.
Okay.
Because one thing I ask people when I try to explain to them, this, when I say I'm doing a presentation, they ask me, what is it?
Yeah, sure.
So because it's such a broad subject addressing lots of things, I ask people, like, if there was one thing, just one thing, have a think about it, in society that you could change that would make everyone's lives better, or lots of people's lives better, what would it be?
So you're asking me?
Yeah.
I feel like awareness of knowledge, for me, I think, that's broad as well, but I feel like lack of knowledge about, in my case, like about, as I was growing up and stuff, about spirituality and all this kind of stuff, and meditation, and lack of that, was something that at the start, when I did learn about it, I became a bit bitter. I was like, why didn't they teach this stuff in school, for example, so would you feel you can relate to that with this subject? Is it like, do you think this should be taught in school?
Well, we have an opportunity to have a say in whether it is or not, coming up very shortly.
Okay.
And that's part of what the presentation is about. These kinds of changes that we think should be made, but we don't seem to be able to participate in a way that can cause those changes to come about at the moment.
Okay.
And from what I can see, there are specific reasons why that is. And a lot of it is down to what you just mentioned, the lack of understanding, the lack of awareness and the lack of knowledge in relation to how these structures operate and what is our part to play. And at the moment we're kind of asleep at the wheel when it comes to that.
Just unaware of it.
Yeah, and in a way unaware that we're unaware. And in another way, not interested in the fact that we're unaware.
Sure.
And we kind of feel like it's somebody else's job.
Yeah.
But really it isn't. And it's not a difficult thing to do. There's not a huge amount of work involved.
Okay.
Really, it's about knowing. Have you ever heard the parable of the engineer and the hammer? Where the big ship company couldn't get the ship started and they had to pay a guy an awful lot of money to come over, and he just came over and tapped it with a hammer and it started the engine.
Okay, yeah.
So he was charging for the knowledge that he had.
Sure.
So
Interesting.
It's kind of like that. So the importance of
just to wake people
knowing
up
where
a
to
little
tap
bit.
the hammer.
Yeah.
And being able to apply that in different situations.
Very good.
So when it comes to the structures that govern our lives, financial systems, let's say, the legal systems, we just need to know, because we have a really big hammer. We just need to know where to tap it. You know? And when we do, everything becomes very clear. And we have within our power, let's say, the ability to tap that hammer and resolve an awful lot of the issues that effectively plague society because of that lack of awareness.
So, do you think we need a lot of people to jump on board with this?
No, not necessarily.
Not like a democracy kind of thing, we all have to vote on something, or...
No.
Okay.
No, because, again, if you're voting, you're ticking a box to say yes or no. Whereas you're not taking part in asking the question, and you're not taking part in formulating the answer. So, what we need to do is take part in those things. But if we're content to just tick a box and suffer the consequences, that's a different story.
Okay.
But it doesn't and never has taken a large group of people to make these kind of changes. It just takes, firstly, maybe a determined group, but secondly, an informed group with a strong understanding of what they're trying to achieve and how they intend to achieve it.
Sure.
Almost like a procedural understanding.
Yeah.
So we understand the steps that we need to take.
So it's organised and...
Yeah. And it's one of those things that when you understand, you don't really need to talk about it so much, because you understand, you know, and you have that thing where you can look at somebody and kind of, you know what they're thinking, you know. So yeah, it might take, it depends on the individual. It can take a little bit of time to get to that, because when something happens, or there's something in the news or whatever it is, or somebody in the group is talking about a particular subject, and you know that somebody else has the understanding, and you look and you can say, well, we can help you with that, you know, you have that connection. So, and the reason you have that is because you have the same colours of information. And you can see the colour is missing from that person's collection.
Okay.
But they don't know it's missing.
Right.
So because of that, when it's one person who has the colour to offer, it's very difficult to convince people that this colour is important. But the more people who have that colour, the easier it becomes.
Sure.
And the only way for people on this particular really, really significant topic is for them to invest a little bit of time and observe what's presented.
So I want to get down to, like, we're talking about the communications at the moment and maybe bringing awareness to people. But I want to get, if you don't mind, I kind of want to get straight to it in the sense of, like, how can people learn about this stuff? Is it coming to one of your presentations? I believe yes, that's something.
No, you can do your own learning. You can learn by experience. So for me personally, if it's any good, I've had 14 years and a little bit along with it, constant experience with the systems that control our lives in a way that has been very heavy and very impactful on my life. So, lots of civil procedural involvement with courts, for example, lots of financial pressures, and lots of red tape preventing me from protecting myself in ways and preventing me from preventing these instances from happening, and also preventing me from removing myself from those situations in a legal and mature way. And unfortunately that's down to the way the structures are.
Okay.
And the structures themselves, in my view, from that perspective, are quite immature, quite outdated. And we have an opportunity now to bring them to more maturity and update them more relevant to today's world.
Okay.
So other ways people can learn are by reading and
what should they read?
So for me, it had to be legal books.
Legal books, any particular ones?
So I found The Irish Legal System is the name of a book by Bernard McCutcheon, two law lecturers and barristers. They wrote that in 1985, and there are some subsequent editions. I have a couple of them as well, and they expand in some of them. The foreword of that book is by a man called Niall McCarthy, Mr. Justice Niall McCarthy, Judge of the Supreme Court. And even the foreword is incredibly enlightening. And that book, in their own words, was written for us, the general public.
Right, but the general public don't know about this.
In general.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. No, we don't, because it's not part of our education. The state education doesn't include that. And also, we spend a lot of time working to pay bills after that we don't have time to really educate ourselves in ways. Like, we do courses, we do kind of other things, but unless we, and again, they actually mention this in the book, unless we take it up as an object in itself, as a self-educational tool, we don't really understand how the law works at all.
Okay.
And as a result, we kind of suffer the consequences, because as we are told and as we know, ignorance is no excuse. And unfortunately, our own lack of awareness is the cause of a lot of our problems and a lot of the societal issues that we face.
Right.
Including financial issues, issues like what I mentioned previously, where there isn't adequate support for people who suffer exhibit the symptoms and suffer the consequences of that system that we live in.
Right.
And the opportunity we have coming up very soon is one in which we can address all of those in one go.
Okay.
By I suppose effectively bringing to maturity the structures of governance that we have in the country. Because at the moment, do you know the way an individual can kind of fall into things like addiction and depression and that kind of thing, and they can sit in that for quite a long time, despite the amount of help that others might offer, despite the love of their families and everything, they can still stay in it. They can't understand quite why, but it's a comfort zone in a way.
Yeah.
So as a society, we're in that comfort zone, and we have been for a long time, but it gets ever so tight. People,
I think, can be like, sure, what can I do about it? That's the kind of attitude I feel that is common, what can I do about it, and I'm like,
And that's exactly, that is the action, or that is the expression of the cop-out. Because, first of all, we need the knowledge. We need to understand what we can do about it. And when we have that understanding, then it's not so difficult.
Okay.
But in asking that question, what we're really expressing is that we expect someone else to do it for us. Or that we don't have the knowledge to do what we need to do. And collectively we don't really,
Okay.
So as a society, we're like an individual who's trapped in that scenario. But because we're not individuals, we have sectors of society that kind of represent like parts of the individual. So a part of that individual really wants to change. A big part of that individual really wants to change. But another part wants to stay the same because it's comfortable. And everything is grand. Nope, change is dangerous for us. And as a society, we're very much like that too. You know, there are sectors that are very comfortable and don't want to change. But there's a very large and growing sector that is not very comfortable and never has been. And the pain gets really difficult because it gets tighter and tighter. And unfortunately, the only recourse or outlet that they have is to complain, to fall into self-neglect in ways, to protest, which is effectively complaining out loud with other people, and it's not legally enforceable. And I'm not knocking people who protest. I'm not saying anything about the people. I'm saying the action itself this is what it amounts to. It's not enforceable, and the reason it's not enforceable is because it's not part of that structure. So you're allowed to protest, but you're only allowed to do it over there somewhere, out of the way, you know. And that doesn't affect anything except you and your life.
So you feel like this is getting to the root?
Yeah.
Sure.
And the root is, I suppose, in a way, our lack of awareness, but also our lack of action, our lack of participation in just tapping that hammer. It's not a big job. We don't all have to start learning how to be civil servants. We just need to understand our part to play, because we are the vast majority of ordinary citizens, are the vast majority of humans. And so we are the bigger part, but we suffer all of the consequences of our own ignorance in relation to these things. And that's the cure, really, is just increase our awareness, know where to tap the hammer, and do it.
Good.
So that's how we fix it. At the presentation, it's a little bit more specific than that.
I can imagine,
Just show you what you need to do, the pieces of the puzzle.
I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like this conversation is opening the door to a possible presentation that people could go to. It's making them kind of aware of just even getting the mindset, the open mind to this, you know, opening people's minds in a respectful kind of way, you know, rather than just jumping into the deep end and saying, by the way, this exists, and everyone's getting freaked out, you know, and they're not even freaked out, but they're just like, I didn't know that, and I didn't know that, and I thought this, and then they're having arguments with themselves and you, and
this is it. That's pretty much it. Like I've been making it as easy as I can myself. I provide pens and paper. I actually feed people afterwards as well.
Nice.
I buy the food in the venue. I put in an awful lot of work, but I've had to do it in my personal life. And to be honest, even in your personal life, it can make a massive difference. It can make a huge difference because it just kind of, it's like wiping the fog off of the glass. So if you look at anything that's going on where there's controversy on the telly, online, whatever it is, and you're looking at people expressing frustration and expressing anger and expressing maybe disillusionment and complacency a lot of times, so many different things they're expressing, but they're not actually pointing at the root or the solution to the root. And that's where we need
just giving out about the effects or the outer layers, maybe.
They're just expressing what they feel as a result
getting
of
emotional about
symptoms. So and those expressions are just symptoms again of the root. So it's the root we need to tackle. But like you said, it's very difficult to explain to people that we actually need to learn some things. That it's not in there.
I thought my learning was done after college and school.
And and that's the thing, I suppose, with college, it's very specific too. We learn how to specify in a job. But we never really learn much about the systems that control our lives.
No, I never did anyway.
No.
I don't know anything about it really, you know. It's just kind of my own way of getting by, you know. Like I mentioned to you, like I'm on disability now, and that'll cover me for my selfish
Yeah.
reason of I'll be okay. But I really appreciate what you're doing, even though I still don't understand it fully.
Oh no, it takes a little while. There's a lot of info.
Yeah, because you're doing this I feel like you're doing this for the collective, you know?
Yeah, I feel like I kind of have to, because if I didn't try and share this, if I didn't try really hard to share this, I'm going to be doing it on my own anyway.
Okay.
But I feel like it could be something that could be dangerous for me to do on my own.
Okay.
Because of that part of the human collective that doesn't want change.
Backlash.
I feel like it could be dangerous, yeah.
Okay.
And I also feel like I've suffered enough.
Yeah, right.
And now it's time.
And you said you've been doing this for about 14 years. You've been exploring this.
Yeah, I've kind of had to. So I've been under pressure to kind of educate myself in that way, just in order to defend myself from. It's not even attacks from people. It's just basically the grinding of that machine, and knowing that that's not right. This is not how it should be. It should be. We should be able to live in peace if we just want to, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, I've had to kind of, and luckily enough, I have done to a sufficient degree that I've been very successful in my personal life in that regard.
Okay.
So and at the beginning, I wasn't successful at all. So I did learn the hard way a lot.
I know what you mean.
yeah, and it's nice to be able to pass on that, and particularly
the wisdom you gain from it all, and the experience, and
and the overview,
right?
Of so, for example, when you've experienced something and you try to tell somebody, no, this is going to happen, and they go and do it anyway.
Sure.
You can't help that person beforehand, but you can console them afterwards, maybe.
Yeah.
But if there was a way that we could, as Irish people, put an end to things like corruption, literally put an end to it, and put an end to financial suffering for Irish people, and all of those kinds of things. If there's one way we can do that, would we learn a few things in order to understand, and then make a decision on whether we do it or not? I think we would, but it's to get that significance across to people is the thing, because there are so many barriers, and I find the language that we use is not sufficient most of the time to communicate things adequately.
Okay.
So, for example, if a woman wanted to communicate to a man how it feels to give birth, would we understand?
No.
We
could empathise.
We'd have an idea.
We have no idea.
we think we'd have an idea.
Sure.
But we wouldn't really know. So it's kind of like that until we actually experience or gain the understanding. And with this, it's not like it's not a physical thing. It's not quite an intellectual thing either. You don't have to be terribly intelligent. You don't have to be terribly educated. Sometimes that gets in the way.
Okay.
Because we have these beliefs, and subconsciously we miss loads of information because this belief is in there, and that belief just kind of takes that information and throws it away because no, we have the answer already. No, that can't be done because we know it can't be done. So to get past those things is what I struggle with people. But once people come in and pay attention, and it turns into a thing where people stay very quiet.
Okay.
They take notes. They might ask questions. They might still be confused at the end. But they feel and understand that there's something here that I'm not getting.
They just have to process it, maybe. Reflect it a little bit.
Yeah, and maybe come to another one.
Yeah, sure. I can relate to that. Like, it's obviously a completely different subject, but like with meditation, I'd be talking about, when I'm teaching people, I'm talking about the theory. I spend about 40 minutes talking about the theory and the techniques and all this stuff, and they're probably sick of me by the end of that theory talk. You know, they're like, okay, he knows all this stuff, but how's it going to help me? And then I show them we do a meditation then. And, you know, I've seen people have great experiences after the meditation, and they're looking at me like, okay, I didn't know what you're on about, but now I do.
Yeah.
Because I've experienced it, you know, and I think, you know, experience is an important thing. So, like, you know, coming to these presentations that you are doing is very important, I believe.
Yeah, and the significance of it is, I'm not sure there are words to describe, not succinctly, but like concisely to people in a way that they'll understand. Because, like, if you could change the world by knowing where to tap the hammer, is it important to you, or are you all right, Jack? You know, are you happy enough as you are, just watching it all going on like a reality show? Or if there was one little thing that we could do, would we learn the little bits that we need, and then make a decision on whether we need to do it or not? When we understand it. So I'll give you an example. All right. Sometimes when you're talking about these systems, you have to use the terms that are used, because they're the words that describe the parts. So, for example, if you mention the state, people have this switch. Not everybody. Lots of people have this switch. Politics.
Sure. That's what I originally thought you were discussing as we had a text message, and I was like, love to have you on the show. I know nothing about politics. And then you said to me, this isn't about politics. I was like, what's going on? You know, I can relate to that, you know.
Yeah, but being open to being able to entertain words without switching off is the first step.
Sure.
And you were.
Absolutely.
And that's why we're here.
Yeah.
So most people don't know what the state is.
Okay.
If you ask them to tell you, specify exactly in a sentence, what is the state?
The collective organisation of... that's not what it is it? So I don't know.
This is the importance of having the same picture. And this is why we can't talk about these things. And I don't mean to pick on you there.
No, they do.
It's the general majority.
I have no idea.
And I was the same. You know, it's the general majority. You just have to kind of... So we can... So I'm not in a position to give legal advice.
Okay.
So what I do is I present the information you need to understand, and it's only 90 minutes, so it's an hour and a half. It's less than the length of a movie in the cinema.
Sure.
But the information that's being provided is, if you can put it together, it means you could be part of effectively changing the world by example, because we can only do it in Ireland, and we have an opportunity to take part legally and within the law, civilly. No danger, no need for permission. We have an opportunity to do it.
It's a right, then, you're saying?
It's a fundamental human capacity, let's call it.
Okay.
As far as I can see. And again, I can't be given legal advice. I don't have a suitable qualification, and I could be punished badly for
you mentioned this,
if that were...
which is a bit, in my opinion, crazy, you know, that you can be punished for giving factual information.
Well, you can't be punished for just providing factual information, to my knowledge.
Okay, right.
Maybe it could... That's why I feel it could be dangerous for me to do things like this on my own. Because, you know, outside of... It all boils down to enforcement.
Okay.
So, as an ordinary citizen, I don't have any enforcement, really. I have to ask the structures to do things for me. And they decide whether or not to do that. And I have no control if they say no.
Okay.
I just have to suffer in silence. That's how it's been for me in my private life for quite a long time. And nobody can help you with that. But there is good reason why you can be punished, I suppose, for giving legal advice without a qualification, because you can effectively be convincing people to do things that can get them into trouble and hurt you, if you're not giving them good advice, you know.
Okay.
And without a suitable qualification, I don't feel entitled to do it anyway, because it's up to you to understand your stuff. You know what I mean? It's up to me to understand my stuff. But if I can help you out, and I see you're stuck for a little colour in your collection, I can say, well, what about this colour? That's all I can do. The reason this is so important to me personally is because I understand the enormous significance of it.
Okay.
And without other people having an understanding of that, I can't talk to them about it. So there's very few people I can talk to about it. There are a small few, and some people have come to multiple presentations, and each time another colour clicks. But it's not that you're going to understand it straight away after 90 minutes, let alone after me telling, what is it about, or I'm not coming.
I get that, yeah.
So, well, what it's about is there something you're unhappy with in life or society in general that you'd like to be able to change? And if you had the effective capacity to change it, would you change it? And if the answer is yes, then, okay, well, in order for you to have that, you need to learn a few things. Come along to the presentation and I'll give you what I can. And if the answer is no, I'm happy as I am, that's grand.
Off you go. Yeah.
It's never going to be a majority of people. And most people are too busy and under too much stress nowadays anyway to learn or as they feel, take on anything else. And that can even be down as simple as taking on new information.
Right.
So I think that's part of the reason we find it so difficult to learn anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of things happening, a lot of distractions in life, And
a lot of drains on the battery and the memory, and, and then the computer says no.
yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
Interesting, man. Very interesting. I love the way you're going about this because it is, to me, it's making me feel more aware of my own power within this collective of the possible laws, or not even the possible laws, but the laws of what I can actually do as a person practically. Like before we've been talking, like I felt like, okay, yeah, the government makes the laws and we just have to say yes or no. But you're saying we can decide what becomes laws. Is that what you're saying?
Is there a reason why we can only just say yes and no?
I believe so, yeah. Maybe some level of control.
Imagine if there was a specific reason that we could understand.
Yeah. Very good.
Would we decide to change that specific reason?
Right. So
you're hitting it. Keep going, please.
Do you feel like people are purposely not being informed about this then? Because some powers not above, no one's above us, but the powers that are in control don't want us to know this stuff.
I think there's just no obligation on them.
Okay, why would they?
Them. I'm not talking about. There's no obligation on us.
Okay.
To educate anyone else.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just doing this because I feel it's the right thing to do, and I see how it can help literally millions of people very quickly.
Very good.
Very quickly, and it doesn't take a large group to understand it. And I think if there's anybody watching this or in the community that has balls at all and considers themselves a mature adult man or woman and thinks that they know something, they should come in.
Okay, very good.
They should come in and they should make an
come into the presentation. Yeah, good.
Because the way I operate the thing, there's a strict etiquette. And there's a reason why. And I've tried to hone it as much as I can to avoid as many emotional triggers and imagine as many beliefs and opinions, erroneous beliefs and opinions as I can.
Sure.
So the way I operate it is the strict etiquette includes, like, I explain a little bit about emotional triggers and why people need to manage them themselves and what can cause them and how they can deal with them. I explain the concept and the significance of conscious awareness, like with the colours, and also source fact only. So rather than giving your opinion or your belief or spewing confusion into the group, provide us with the fact. So if you think something is incorrect, provide us with the fact and let us make our own minds. Rather than expecting us to believe you.
Right, okay, yeah.
So with this you can provide facts.
Yeah.
With spiritual things you can't really.
Okay.
So that's a different thing. That's why we don't include that in this particular.
That's good. That's fair.
And that's a personal thing. But in this it's a collective thing. And it's black and white. It's there in writing. We can't make up our own opinions because it suits what we believe. We have to go with how it is.
Okay, very good.
So that's the majority of the etiquette. everybody living on the island of Ireland is welcome to take part, but nobody is welcome to exclude anyone else. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
We do need to be, if we want to tap that hammer, we do need to be competent in order to do so. So that would be a kind of a qualification of sorts. Nobody's empowered to decide what it is to be qualified in that way. It's up to you to decide how much competency you gain. And the only way we do that is by gaining awareness, gaining the facts, gaining the knowledge, formulating an understanding, and then being able to discuss. So when we get to that stage, then I feel we're competent to discuss things. But until then, it's more of a process of learning and understanding, and also of understanding where we're at in relation to our understanding. Because if we believe we understand things very well, but we really don't, and a fact makes us angry because it doesn't line up with what we believe, then we're not really going very far. And unfortunately, that's what we get with debates and public assemblies and anywhere that people are allowed to shout and roar without actually understanding and having a picture to talk about in a civil and mature fashion. So I think we've outgrown that. And I think because we've outgrown that, staying within the same structure is what's strangling society. So we need to, on a larger scale, we need to step into that power of saying, hang on now, we can do things better. I know people like to whinge and moan.
People love misery.
That was an expensive bike shelter, wasn't it? Or, $1 million for this, or 20 million for that. Yeah, we do like to express our discontent. But we seem to stay at that, unfortunately.
Yeah, just offload our frustration or our anger, but not get to the root again of the problem.
Yeah.
Is that just an Irish thing, do you think?
No, I think that's something we've fallen into as a victimhood mentality.
Sure.
We kind of seem to think that by expressing our discontent that someone else is going to change our nappy for us.
Yeah.
but no.
We have to change our own nappy.
Yeah. When we're able, we have to
when we're able. Very good.
Yeah,
I like that.
That's kind of where we're at,
Wow. Fascinating. And do you have any presentations booked at the moment that are coming up? Is there anything?
At the moment, I've been finding it very difficult to get people to commit an hour and a half to learning this.
And it's free, isn't it?
It's free, and I actually feed people, and I provide the pens and paper, and I provide my own experience and everything I've gained over, because every time there's different questions. And I can't answer the question with advice, I just have to show them the fact. So if somebody says, well, who's going to pay for this? Then I have to I kind of have to show them some things so that they understand the basic mechanics of modern fiat currencies, like the euro that we use. And when they understand that, then they realise, money's not such a big problem, actually. On a collective level. Maybe it is for me personally. But on a collective level, we create the money. It's a human thing.
Right.
So understanding the structures behind how that's created is really important to understanding why there's a lack in certain places, and why there seems to be a surplus in other places, and why it doesn't seem to be a very mature fashion in which money is distributed. And with that understanding then comes all the possibility. But without that understanding, the possibility seems like fairy tale. And it seems unattainable.
A bit too far-fetched or too out of sight, I can see that, Yeah,
and we do have a tendency to undersell ourselves when it comes to what we can and cannot do. We tend to kind of look for reasons not to do things. And we also tend to kind of reduce our self-worth in lots of ways, to the point where we just do what we're told.
And just accept things as they are, and this is just the way it is. It's tough.
Yeah. And then we'll justify that by, pointing the finger at other people, saying, "Oh, people on welfare are lazy," or immigrants are the problem, or whatever it is. Some little thing that's within our awareness. We look for the answer inside of our heads. not realizing that we can gain more information and we can learn, because
self-empowered.
if you look at the Earth, the planet, from space, as we've seen in pictures, if you believe that, can you see individual humans? No more than we can see individual brain cells, and that's how much we know. Oh God.
yeah.
Really, you know,
right?
We're all just running around like dirty nappies, expecting someone to change.
Very interesting. It's kind of, here's one for you, like on my side of things, like I could preach about meditation, and let's say I'm talking to someone that suffers from depression, but they're very stubborn at the same time, you know, and I say, look, I believe I have a solution to your problem here, and I can give them all the theory, I can explain what's happening chemically or maybe biologically or mentally, spiritually within them when you do these practices, but people will still say, oh no, you know, they're kind of like, they're just, a lot of people just tend to think this is just the way it is and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm here to suffer and that's it. I'm not powerful enough. I can't do it. I don't want to learn because it's too much and I have too much things to do, and just leave me alone. Yeah. You know?
And all they need is to see the picture that you see.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that's what I do.
Fascinating.
But I can only do it by providing the pieces of the puzzle.
Yep.
Yeah, the same for you. You can't. If we could only download, maybe we can.
In the future, maybe.
You know, here and then. Oh yeah.
Yeah, eureka.
Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah, that's right. I really appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Be nice.
Yeah, well, I have a lot to learn about this. I will go to one of your presentations. I haven't in the past, but I will. And now I feel like I've learned, just my mind has been opened up to this, and I hope this episode has made people aware of what they can do with their own power, and hopefully connect with Jamie, you know, because I truly feel what he's doing is, like I said, coming from the heart, and you know, it isn't about him necessarily, it's about the collective and what we can do to make life better, you know.
I could actually physically feel that people were triggered by the word collective.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
You don't like that word?
No, I don't mind.
Okay.
But I could just, I know that people are, when I'm doing the presentations, I deal with a lot of energetic stuff.
Okay.
Because people are very uptight when it comes to things like this. And with good reason, they've probably suffered badly because of the structures and the effects on, and it's like an invisible kind of a force hitting them all the time. They don't want to know. But yeah, I can tell very often when people are open to listening and when they're not. And sometimes I might try and drop a bit of information to show them the next step of where they're going. But at the presentation, it allows me to just show the fact that cannot be disputed because it's a fact.
Yeah.
And if you
it's not an opinion,
if you think it can be disputed, you're welcome to show the fact that disputes it. No problem. But then there are other facts that expand on that. So one fact in isolation is not always good enough, but within the presentation I can show everybody all of the relevant pieces of the puzzle to see the picture so that we can talk.
Wonderful.
And then we can say, well, the first step is you need to take off the old nappy, and the second step is you need to clean yourself up.
Yeah.
And so on. But I don't actually have to say that when people see the picture, because Jesus, all right. Okay.
Yeah, no, in a way that's a good analogy, or is that what you call an analogy? Like a good way of describing this, what people, just in, like, for me, what this is, it's about making people realise their own ability, you know.
Yeah, or in a collective dirty nappy.
That's a good way. I think that's great. You know, it's funny as well.
You
know,
and that's about as much work as we need to do, actually.
Not too bad.
Yeah, no, and I'm not joking when I say that.
Right.
Yeah, it's not much more work than learning how to change a dirty nappy.
Very good.
Yeah, it might need a bit of practice,
Sure.
but yeah, that's close enough.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. It's like with every individual person, there's going to be individual things that resonate with them.
Yeah.
But unless they have that colour, it's not going to resonate.
Mm.
So the more colours they have, the more resonates. So for example, for some people it might be, I don't know, let's say for example, they lost their business because of the lockdowns or the bank bailout, or maybe it's they lost their house because they lost their business because of the bank bailout and the bank took their house because of that. Or maybe it's they're just angry because they're working so much to pay the bills and the rent is so high.
Yeah, they're doing all this effort for what?
But it could also be much more human things, like somebody in the family is struggling, and that person is struggling because of other symptoms, and they're struggling because that family member is struggling. That's part of it too. Like there's a root cause that this dirty nappy is causing for all of us, and when we learn how to change it, it makes life better for everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of, a little bit of soreness there. There might be a little bit of healing, a little bit of recovery time.
Right.
For some people.
Yeah.
There might be a little bit of acceptance for some people that we need to change. Yeah, but then again, when we understand and we see the picture, we know that we need to change. It's just that we don't fully know how, and it seems really difficult.
Okay.
So when we understand how and where to tap the hammer, it doesn't seem so difficult anymore. And everything becomes possible then. And also along with that, things become very clear. And we can make much better decisions in our personal lives as a result. Yeah, I've had really good feedback from some people that
I
seen 2 or 3.
I seen a video you shared to me of a woman that
was Finola,
and her experience of it, and that's a great way of like, I think now this is just my opinion, I've still a lot to learn, but I think it would be nice maybe if you shared clips from the presentation online. Maybe it might. Is there something? The
reason I've been hesitant is just that I still feel kind of like it's because of that reluctance to change. I feel like I'd be putting myself in a compromised position by being too public without any support. Because and I don't need personal support or anything like that, or financial support.
You just think you're going to get hate comments.
It's just an awareness cannot be targeted. An individual can very easily.
It's just, I feel from my experience when you were talking about these things, like I originally thought it was about politics.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, like, it sounded like good information that you were sharing, but at the same time I was like, I don't know what he's on about, like.
Yeah.
That's just my experience, and I just feel like if you gave little 15-second clips of maybe just useful, I believe it's all useful, but little parts, and just share it online. And
see, I'm not really into marketing.
Okay.
I think marketing is manipulation. So if people actually think that the country needs to be operated better and we need society to be structured better, just come in. Just come in, that's all. We can only do it ourselves. We can't like sharing little snippets I think is really good for emotional things that people will instantly resonate with.
Right.
But for something that people don't understand and have so many triggers about, it just goes unheard.
Okay.
So I'm not a big social media person anyway.
That's fine.
Or technological person in general. But so I prefer to read a book than read it on a screen. But I do understand where you're coming from, though.
Yeah,
I think like for the majority of things, in fact, if you're trying to share stuff, that's the way to go. It's just in this particular thing, if you're trying to talk about something that people have never heard of, know nothing about, 3 seconds of attention span is not enough.
I get you.
So I have shared some videos. I did think about maybe doing videos relative to particular things, and I did one in relation to like the fuel protesting that went on a while ago. And I just gave examples of how that's not new at all, really. That has happened before, and people can watch videos of this on YouTube if they look for it. And the Pipe Down documentary is a good example.
Okay.
But again, I just felt like I was I was talking to people in a loving way to try and help them out and try and help them to move past getting stuck in that. But I think the people who needed it were not able to accept it. And the people who didn't need it didn't want it. So, yeah, I think I might end up just having to do it on my own. And at that stage, I'll be just saying in videos online, this is what I'm doing. This is why I'm doing it. Here's the letter I sent to this. Here's why I'm entitled to do it. And here's why if I'm excluded from this, it's frowned upon.
Yeah. Like, I share, and we're nearly out of time now, so we started about an hour ago nearly.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it flew. But just something on that, like, in my experience, like, I talk about multi-dimensional meditation. People must think, what the hell is he talking about, you know? People that aren't into that kind of stuff. So sometimes I share just little things of what this does for me. And I might say, this stills my mind, gives me joy in life, relieves stress and anxiety and depression.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I'm just talking from my perspective, but if you maybe said that online.
If I were to disclose online what it has done for me,
sure.
Like, let's say,
there's a lot to it.
I could be. I'm not sure how to explain it because, for example, I'm really not sure how to explain it.
Okay.
I feel like I would put myself in a dangerous position.
Okay, well, you don't need that. I understand. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
And I don't know how else to put it. That's why it has done enormous things for me. I suppose one thing it has done for me is it has allowed me clarity on everything that people protest about.
Okay.
It has allowed me clarity on lots of things that people struggle with in life.
Yeah.
Like financial issues, depression, even things that like severe consequences like suicide. I can see these as how they are symptoms of a root. Now, I don't mean that in a callous or uncaring way. Suicide has touched everybody that I know. And I think depression and that it's growing. It's getting really big, and that's just a signal for us to be paying attention to on a collective level.
Right.
But we're not really paying too much attention to it. We're kind of turning the other way because it's uncomfortable.
Sure.
And if we address the root cause, we can sort it out. But without the understanding of how to do that, we just have to suffer on. And if we miss the opportunity that we have coming up, I don't think we'll get it again.
Okay.
And in Ireland, we have this opportunity. I don't know anywhere else in the world that has or ever will have.
When will this? It's
not within my control, but it's going to be in the near future. In the near future, I'd say before the end of the decade, for sure. Could be within the next year.
Okay.
It could be, I don't know.
Very good.
It's not up to me. I have no control over the structures.
Okay.
But there will be a little window. It'll be a very brief window. But that will be our window. And,
fantastic.
We need to be able
it's
to.
An opportunity for a better way.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Jamie Dowling, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, man.
In the future, I'll get a camera that lasts hours, but for the moment, it only lasts an hour.
Past 3 seconds.
Yeah, I know.
We're here just chatting away on the balcony, enjoying the nice weather, enjoying the river, the lovely view.
Not too bad.
Drinking cordial.
Yeah. Cheers to that, man. Cheers. Thanks for your time. We'll give it a little smile as well while we're here. This can be the cover photo. Great. Thanks, Jamie.
Awesome.